continually crash into the Alistar and get those shield trades. So I think this is going to be a pretty safe bot lane where Duckdom and Kellen are going to have to play passively. Kellen may roam a lot to the mid lane to try to get picks if Zoe's trying to poke Sylas out in that mid lane. But I really do like the early to mid game for Nongshim Red Forest. I think if we go to the late game, things can change quite a lot, especially with Aura's itemization when Samira's items are finished. But it's going to be, I think, really about the jungle matchup again. I mean, this is a jungle meta, right? The matchups are fairly stable, otherwise across the board. So what does Peanut accomplish here? Right now, Olaf is crushing Graves across the board. When this matchup does happen, Graves still winless in the LCK. So I do lean towards Nongshim.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it does come down, guys. It's game number 2 of match 3 here. Live Sandbox up against Nongshim Red Force. We'll start right now. This is way in, and nobody's actually going to die here, and this is his mid-priority. Fate going to come down here and be annoying, but we'll see if he can actually get anything done from this.
The biggest winner is Bay right now. He could actually take a breath.
Ooh, Fate's going really aggressive here. Krako finally comes in. Was it just a bait all the time? Yes, it was. First Blood comes in as my cat jumps on the desk, and Duckdom might be jumping down as well. That's going to be 2 kills to the side of Live Sandbox as they totally destroy them there down on that roam from the mid lane priority.
Bay, you know how this continues. Is Effort once again going to be aggressive?
Oh man, Duckdom here with no summoners gets popped on, but actually Effort is the one that overextends, and now he's going to get burst down, but Root hitting level 6 and doing insane damage to Kellen there, showing that huge team fighting ability from the Samira. Knockup coming down onto the Gnar. Bay has to flash away, actually avoids the collateral damage, but at the same time, Peanut coming in here says, well, I'm just going to go forward. I have to get this Rift Herald anyway. Going to be looking for the kill onto the Zoe. Does not come through. So actually in the mid lane and also the jungle, as Krako is helping out down there, but a nice lockdown onto Effort. He gets caught here as opening up from the backside is the Jhin. They're going to lock him down. And now coming in pretty late here is Fate, trying to bait for the rest of his team to come in, and will he be able to do so again? Yes, he will, as Fate comes in, but actually gets booped down by Rich, who will pick up the kill, but now Root getting into the fight, trying to build up to that S-Class, and there he is going to build up to it, but now trying to pick up that kill onto the Rel. He will finally do it, as Rich will go down to the side of Root, and Root will come down and try to finish off Peanut and should be able to double kill.
It's hard to explain without showing you where he's trying to stand there and who he's trying to link with.
Yeah.
I think Peanut in this case.
This is not looking too good. 2v5. Duckdom trying to turn it on to Root, see what he can get done. You can see Kellen desperately trying to sacrifice his life in hopes of saving Duckdom, or at least buying some time as one final shot, and that's going to be an extra
charge as well. Now, this is Nongshim on the map. They're just always out-rotating their opponents and trying to trade better. This is a bad spot to be.
Not again. They're going to get caught here underneath their turret, as that's going to be another kill onto the Jhin.
Might be more because his turret's dead.
Yeah, Kellen's just going to die too. He's going to try to flash and make it over to Bay, but that was really desperate. He was never getting out there, and now, after a fantastic game 1, he's just been bullied in this game, 0-5, whereas the enemy Samira has 5 of those kills. As now they're looking to trade here onto Rich. Doesn't look like he, he realized this was coming. He was desperately trying to make Shrek'd in the bottom lane. You got to try to mix things up and go for a different lane. As I say that, though, they are going to be looking for a dive onto Summit as the Ragnarok comes in here. Bay taking a lot of damage early on. Do they have the damage to burst through Ornn? Yes, they do. So a nice little trade back from the
damage. I mean, look at what he's capable of doing here, even with just one minion wave. Look at the vision control they're taking away from Nongshim now. Suddenly, Zoe looks like an insanely powerful pick, given the situation. He's got a little bit of extra mobility here with that pickup, too.
Oh, Nongshim trying to get in here and force it with the Mega Gnar. Can they try to burst down this Ornn before he gets anything done? Does get the triple knockup, does the Ornn, but he does go down. Rich, rather, trying to boop some heads into the wall, but Rich is going to go down, and now there's not much of a front line to the side of Nongshim as, oh man, Duckdom just immediately gets one-tapped on the backside.
He's like, wait, I forgot about you?
Yeah, oh! Get in the later stages of the game. I mean, they are so massively stacked right now, as Peanut is seemingly alone, but actually he does have Kellen coming in, Duckdom trying to help out, Teleport coming in from Bay, But with the flash coming out, I don't... Oh, okay, Bay's actually going for this. He is going to use that Alistar ultimate and just...
Just jumping the gun a little bit
Yeah.
there. I mean, the thing is, like, they were cut in half. Nongshim but they still were able to reconsolidate with that teleport coming in from Bay, and the idea was there, but unfortunately the execution a little bit weak.
Yeah, now they're just getting burst down underneath the turrets. The Samira goes in, and you can see that Rich is desperate to get a flank and actually kills the Zoe somehow. So nicely done, I suppose, but he is a bit alone, as everybody else in his backline is just being shred to pieces here, as he'll just have to slink away, looking to try to trade a little bit with the Croco, but
he's got a bit of a reputation recently for engaging at a pretty aggressive angle.
Well, Nongshim, the one good thing about them is that, you know, they're not just going to sit back and die. They will go down fighting. And that's exactly what they're trying to do here. They want to go for the fight. They're looking for the Ornn again. They're going to deny that ultimate coming in here, but do they have the damage as Root is going to get another kill and immediately just shreds that front line down. Doesn't really look like Nongshim have a chance in this one at all, as the Cloud Drake going to...
There's just no way for Nongshim to try to cut through this jungle here, especially without vision control, to stop this. So this should just be a free inhibitor, and Nongshim's like pushing mid indecisively and now backing to try to hope to defend the base.
Peanut's like, just wait up, guys. I'm gonna take this inner turret. Don't worry, I'll be there eventually. As the Ornn ultimate gonna knock up Kellen as he just disappears again. And man, there are just so many super fed members on the side of Live Sandbox at this point in time. Rich trying to get it done. The Silas goes 100-0. in about 0.3 seconds, as that's going to be a double kill over to the side of Root. And again, like I said, you know, Nongshim at least make it fun. They're not going to go down without a fight, but at the end of the day, they did die 28 times. And that is going to be the win, going to the side of Live Sandbox, as they will tie up the series.
Yeah, very much a different Zoe game here for 20.1k. Nearly tripling the damage that we saw from Silas, unfortunately. Bay having a really tough time in the laning phase. His rotations, unfortunately, were obviously late because of it. And it felt like
We're back after Live Sandbox versus Nongshim Red Force game number 2. Let's take a look at the draft first. We saw another Gnar, and we had Rel on the Rift again. So, actually Graves was a friend of Gnar, but this time around Graves managed to pick up a win of the split, whereas Gnar kept extending his losing streak of the spring split. It was really impressive to see the rune choices coming out from the Live Sandbox players. They were looking for some burst damage, but at the same time, Nongshim Red Force was not able to find a meaningful engage with this champion called Rel. Nongshim Red Force locked in Rel in the very early phase of the pick and ban phase. And the partner for Rel was Jean. Zoe was able to actually jump around the opponent during this game number 2. Live Sandbox was having a huge edge over Nongshim Red Force in the beginning of the game, so let's take a look at how they managed to kind of snowball in this early game. So red side spotted Graves with their ward over there. And Zoe also placed the ward in the Raptor camp in the earlier phase, so they knew where Peanut was. So with that Scryer's Bloom, they also saw the Smite was recently used on the Grump camp. So actually Olaf was aware that he was too late for this Scuttle competition because he was going full camp clear. So Peanut was camping that bottom lane for 100 years, but he was not able to score any kills or force any summoner spells. So in the end, Croco was able to double Scuttle, whereas Peanut just had to stay in that brush forever and just base without any meaningful point. We can also see this actually snowballed from that mid lane priority that Fate had. He was able to shove in the wave and place a ward to spot the opponent jungler or get any kind of clues where he was. And later on, this kind of effect led to the bottom turret dive and everything. Then let's take a look at the bottom lane play we just mentioned earlier. Sandbox, Leaf Sandbox actually was really confident, so they were trying to open fight because Graves was in a bit of a closer proximity, and I think we can just conclude this fight as a mid lane difference. Zoe was rotating first because Nongshim players knew Zoe was faster. They had to just back. Zoe was going super aggressively over here. He had full spell and also the W spell Ghost. He sidestepped the Umbrella stun with his flash, and he kept going in to pick up kills. Silas already used his teleport to go back to his lane earlier in this highlight, so there was no way for him to join this fight earlier than Zoe. So we can conclude that Leaf Sandbox was really smart with their draft, and also the execution in-game was also on point. As we all mentioned, Fate was popping off on the Rift on Zoe for 2 games in a row, so let's check out whether he secured this POG, and the answer is yes. Well, some people might say Samira also deserves a POG, but before Samira was super fed and was able to pick up so many kills, it was Fate that allowed this much of a lead for Leaf Sandbox to pick up. Even though he lost on Zoe in game number 1, he was confident to pick it again. And he was actually doing a fantastic work in game number 1 as well. And we could see the reason why he was sticking to this pick for 2 games in a row. And we could see that Leaf Sandbox was super aggressive over here because they could just not contest for this rank and just open fights, but they were looking for both neutral objective and also the kills. And as we mentioned, Samira managed to pick up a vote here as well, but 8 votes were over to Fate, who was doing a fantastic work on Zoe. So we have a very close series between Nongshim Red Forest and Leaf Sandbox, so let's move on to the decider game of the series.